What's up, Adorama world? I'm Marttise Hill from Rosco, here live at Adorama in New York City, here to talk with you guys about color science and skin tone sampling. We'll have a live demo shortly using our DMG lights. We have our wonderful model here, Sasha, and Seth has graciously hosted me today, so I'm super excited about that. And hello to the folks here in the store. So yeah, let's jump into this conversation. So, many people know Rosco as a color company. We've been in the industry for over 110 years, and we are primarily known in film, TV, and photo for our color correction, NDs, diffusion, gels that we all use today. And what got us in the business, I guess, in gel manufacturing was in New York City, there was a TV studio that was looking to balance all of their white tungsten lights in the 70s. And they came to us and asked us about, hey, can you guys help us develop a solution to balance our lights? And so we were at the forefront of the conversation around color correction, which you can use to balance your white lights. Leap forward decades and into the 2000s, if you're looking at the slide, you will see a light pad, which was our first foray into LED lighting. So you take our 100 plus years of color science and gel filters mixed with our LED lighting, plus we've won some Academy and Emmy Awards for our color science, and that brings us to the lights that you see behind me and that I'll be using for my demo, the DMG lights. So a little bit about myself. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I went to Morehouse College and got a degree in English. I went to film school and got my MFA in film production in Singapore. As a filmmaker, I've produced 4 films that have premiered at Sundance, and as a content creator, I have found a niche in making content for sports, beauty, educational, and corporate. And in my content creation, it's typically small crews, so for me, it's important to have gear that is portable and reliable, and as starting out, affordable. So that is what we'll also talk about. So, for those of us familiar with the color science conversation, these are examples of popular LED fixtures that are on the marketplace right now. So, with color science and with all LED fixtures, every manufacturer, no matter what they tell you, is in pursuit of the spectrum you see on the top left corner, tungsten. So that is what, if you pull out your color meter, you put it in front of a tungsten light, that is the type of graph you will get. From there, on the far right, in the top, you see a RGBW light. So you see a lot of information gets lost once you get into the LEDs. Then you have, on the bottom left, you have RGB ACL, so that's amber, cyan, and lime. You get a little bit more information. Then on the bottom, you have red, green, blue, and white. You get a little bit more information. And then on your bottom right, you have red, green, blue, indigo, and white. And so everybody's in pursuit. And then smack dab in the middle at the top is the mixed technology that is in the DMG lights, where we have red, green, blue, amber, lime, and neutral. And so we put those together to create what we hope is a broader color spectrum, broader gamut for the eye and for camera sensors. All right, so when you look at the DMG lights, we have 4 things to remember about our lights. So we have six LED chips, as I just mentioned, red, green, blue, amber, neutral, and lime. We have trademark phosphor converted diodes. So we have dyed our diodes a specific color to help broaden the color gamut, broad color gamut, as well as the true Rosco color. So for us, with true Rosco color, that means that we have taken 1,000 plus gels and 100 years of color science and tested them to determine what we feel comfortable putting into our light. So it's a 2-step process of putting a let's say a light amber in front of a conventional tungsten light, as well as in front of a conventional daylight balance light, and then taking our DMG lights and mixing them and trying to create the color. If it's a 100% match between the 3 lamps, then we program it into the light. If it's not, we don't program it. That does not stop you from being able to program it into the light yourself. So, phosphor converted LED, that equals deeper color. So it's not always about how many LEDs are in your fixture, but the gamut of the individual LEDs. You can have 4, 5, 6, 7, 100 LED chips in your fixture, but if they're narrow wavelengths, then you will not achieve a broader color gamut, which will also equals more flattering skin for your talent and even locations. We are no stranger to color mixing LEDs. We've been making colors for over 100 years, and we've been in the LED market for over 10 years. So before you set up your next RGB fixture, we wanted to help you do it right, and so that's what encouraged us and made our engineers come up with phosphor converting our LED diodes. And if you look at the graphics on the screen, on the left side is a conventional LED, and you see that the graph, the spike is very narrow, and then when you look on the right side of the screen, you see our mix spectrum, so the red, you have wider information. So the key when looking at LED fixtures is thinking about how the colors are playing together. If you go to the store, ask them, can you take the face off of it, and see which LEDs are canceling out. The key to deeper colors and better information is a mix and a combination of all. So it's not just the blue LED or the red LED or the green. You want to find a light where all of them are working together to give you optimum output and less loss of information. All right, so then the broader gamut, here is another example to show you the difference of, on the left side, you have a conventional LED, and you see that the blue on the subject's face is clipping because there isn't enough information in the camera sensor or coming out of the light for the camera sensor to read, versus on the right, the DMG light, because of the extra broader diodes, you have more information for your camera sensor. I'm just looking at my notes, make sure I say my thing. And so something to also think about with conventional versus the DMG lights, this is not something that can be measurable through CRI or TLCI, and you won't see them to the eye. You will see them if you have scopes and a monitor that can help you determine how the lights are reacting to the camera sensor, or the camera sensor is picking up the light. All right, so another unique feature that can help and leads us into our skin tone sampling conversation is capture mode. So when Rosco designed our DMG lights, we also designed an app that you can use on iOS and Android devices. Within the app, I'll show you guys when we get to the demo, is a capture mode. And so to ensure and help you get better skin tones and more accurate skin tones, you can actually take a picture of your subject and find the mid-tone in their skin tone to create a gel specific to them. Before that, we would use physical gels, and you would look at, I think somebody mentioned a peach, let's see, yeah. So within our E-Color line of gels, we have some cosmetic colors that you could use on set to augment white light to make a more flattering light for your talent. Whether it be beauty, whether it be corporate, whether it be fashion, if you wanted to help distinguish your look and get something in camera so you wouldn't have to do as much work in post, we have a line of cosmetic gels that you can use. This, using the capture mode within the app, takes it a step further, and it allows you to create something more specific to your talent. So say you only carry 4 different cosmetic gels and none of them are creating the look you want. This is where technology works in your favor to help you create a very specific look for the shoot that you are working on. So this is a preview of the skin tone sampling technique. So we did a shoot back in, I think it was earlier this year in January. And if you look on the left, you see the model under standard 5500 Kelvin lighting. Skin looks fine, beautiful. Then if you look on the right, we did the skin tone sampling technique that I just described. And you see how the color and the luminance and her overall appearance improved just a little bit. It's not like we're not telling you to go super saturated or anything, but just a little bit of her skin tone being reflected back on her skin gave it an extra boost. So a tool that you can use before you break out these big lights is the Mixbook. So the Mixbook you can use to test out the skin tones. So say you have a shoot and they've given you pictures of all of the models ahead of time. Within the app, or within the myMix app available in the App Store, you could take those photos and create the skin tones before you get on set and test them out before you break out all the lights to see if the color is that you picked out is going in the right direction or if you need to augment it. And so, as we mentioned in the slide, you can use it to create your own colors. You can test it on makeup. You can test it on fabric. You can also share it with your team, then upload it once you've created colors. You can upload it to the lights, as well as generate the XY or HSI coordinates that are popular with other LED manufacturers and lighting councils. You can have that information and take it with you wherever you go. All right, let's jump into the demo.
Any questions online? No.
I don't.
You guys have any questions? Nothing?
Any questions? Nothing? All right.
Let me just check.
Are we bubbled?
Nice.
Oh, wait.
Let me kill those overhead.
Yes, we can kill the overheads.
I'm keeping these yet?
Let's bring them down, like 50%.
Yeah, okay. Talk a little bit because you got a dead live stream right now. Don't say anything. You got a dead live stream.
Oh, hello, hello. Yes, so I am setting up my camera so that you all can see what comes out of my camera on the live feed. And so I will walk you through now.
Okay. Do you have audio coming out of the camera?
Yes.
I have an echo.
Okay, so let me turn that off.
I was like, wow, that was weird. Hang tight, guys. I'm just fixing that echo. I know. Don't freak out in the chat, please. Thank you. We like Marttise, though.
Thank you. Let's see. Oh, wait, where is...
If you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to post them. That's what we're here for. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. This is not Adorama TV. This is the new channel, Adorama Events. If you guys want to see anything coming out of the stream space, hit subscribe and the bell so you get notified when we go live. And give Marttise a like. Yeah, no problem, Brad. I totally forgot they were running out of an Adamus right now. I'm a stills guy. You know that, all right?
All right.
We should have tested it before we went live. It's our fault.
Yes.
We were too consumed by his jumpsuit and all its green glory, and we're still trying to get our heads back on the game. How's that?
Hold on.
Or do you just want to take it out and the Atom is?
And just come.
I just want all the audio out.
Hold on. I just had the audio.
There you go. All right, that should be it.
How is that, everybody?
I don't hear an echo anymore. Yeah, that's good, right? Sorry about that.
Echo?
Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Thank you.
Sorry about that. All right. So this is my setup, and let me take control of the light from my phone.
Say anything.
Yes. So I am now controlling the app from my phone, or I'm controlling the light from my phone through the myMix app. So I have my camera white balance set to daylight, so 5500. And I am going to then set the light on the camera, the white balance on the light to 5500 as well. So within the app, there are 5 lighting modes that you can use to control the light. So at 5500, well, they can't.
Yeah, I got you.
So here, if you can see the app,
Yeah.
yeah. So now we have the light, and let's say that's at 10%. Let's bump it up to 25%. Yes.
Repeat it. Just read it.
Got any good resources to get into Introduction to Intermediate Color Science and Color Theory? Let me think about that and come back to you at the end of the chat. Okay, Brad, I got you. Just give me a second. All right, so we have her lit, and this is at 25%. So I'm gonna bump it down because it's looking a little hot on my monitor. So we'll bump her down to 10%. All right, so that is looking good. Yeah, so we'll go there. Now, to get into the skin tone matching, skin tone sampling we talked about, I am now going to set the light to 5500, and I'm going to take her picture. So within the app, there's a capture button. You go to camera, and then you take the photo under the light settings that you want, that you might have just saw through my camera. So now, as you can see, I can hit use photo. Let's see if I can focus to that. So we can hit use photo. So then I can run my finger along this photo and find something in the mid-tone, which we'll say
All right, that's pretty cool.
is right there. So now, let me get my focus together. And so now you're like, wait a minute, she's kind of red. You're right. So then we turn the saturation down to 0. So you see we have the hue right and we have the intensity right. And then we can bring it up slowly. This is about 10% saturation. And as you can see, her skin tone has, the luminosity of her skin has increased a little bit, and it's just giving a little kiss of red to make her look, a nice tan and very flattering. So I think this is a great tool for all types of issues, whether it's beauty, corporate. Somebody might come in and they might have had a hard night partying or something and the skin looking a little crazy, and you have a picture of them where they're not looking crazy. You can use that picture to create a skin tone gel to help them look their best. So I'm gonna come back to my phone and show you guys how to save it. So you hit this save button and we can name it. So we'll call it Sasha skin tone. You can choose a folder. I'll just put it in my Legends folder now. Hit save. And so now that is saved in my library of colors, and I can use it anytime I have a shoot with Sasha. I can call up this color. Say Sasha does her own content creation. She was like, hey, I really like that color. I can send it to her. And if she has another set of RGB or color mixing lights, she can take these HSI coordinates, the hue, the saturation, and intensity, and program them into her light. So she always looks good. Yes, Sasha, you are a legend. Thank you, Brad. All right. So that's one step, that's skin tone sampling. We can do it with other lights. So say this is one of our bigger lights. Let's see, can you see? So yes, this is one of our bigger lights, the mini, but we can do this with our smaller lights as well. So say you have a small travel package. We have our dash pocket lights that we can recreate this same look with. So if you give me a moment, I will transition those lights in and we can go from there. So I'm killing power to the big light. I'm gonna rotate it out. And so now I'm bringing in our dash pocket light in a 4-light configuration called the quad kit. And for those of you on the internet who may be used to this light, this is, I have it on in front of a snap bag to give it some extra diffusion. So another cool thing that you can do within the app is that you can link, if you have 4 dashes, you can link them together to create a bigger light source. So I'm gonna go back into the app. I'm gonna hit the scan button that allows me to see what DMG lights are nearby. I'm doing all of this via Bluetooth. So if you have, as long as you have the Bluetooth on your phone or your tablet, you can connect to the lights and control them that way. So all right, so I don't want to group that one. So I'm gonna group, and within the app, you can create a group of lights, which I'm gonna do now, so that this can act as one larger source. All right, so we have our quad kit with the snapback lined up, and we can do the same thing we just did. And the cool thing is, because we already created the color, we can search Sasha skin tone, hit the mix button, and now the color is already back. And we did that in a matter of 2 minutes. So that's the fun thing about creating these custom skin tones. Now let me bring in, let's say we're doing a 3-light setup or even a 2-light interview setup. I will bring in this dash that we have behind Sasha and give her a nice rim light. So let me turn that one on. And so the fun thing about the dashes is that they come with 2 types of connectors. So right here, I have a magnetic connector, and I took a small clamp with a steel plate, and now I have it mounted on this grip arm. And once I get it in position, I can tilt it and adjust it as needed. So this light is powered on. Let's scan and see what we got. All right, so we got that light set up. And let's say we want to put the hair light at 25%, and we'll have it set to 5600 Kelvin. And let's say we want to give her, it's Halloween tomorrow, so let's see what type of oranges. We have a Storaro gel that we can pull up, Storaro orange programmed in. So let me get this in position. Let's raise it up. So we get the height right, and then you can adjust the grip. And then we can adjust the angle. Then I can increase the intensity. Let's try 100% to see what we get. And let me rotate my monitor. All right, so we gotta move it to the side, but that's cool. Okay.
So Brad in the chat is asking, would you want the light in the shot like that for most interviews?
No, not at all. And that's why we're gonna fly it up higher and shift my stand out of frame. All right, and so now that we have the stand out of frame, we can rotate it. There we go, and then we got.
You like that projector, huh?
Yeah, that's very helpful. So now the light is out of frame. We can rotate. We can keep rotating the light to make sure that it's hitting. And we're going for, let's say I'm going for a 3/4 backlight on her. So it should be kissing the back of her head. Maybe it's kissing a little too much, so we can keep rotating it off.
And that's just a pocket light.
Yes, this is just a pocket light. It's at 100%, so I can definitely dial it down. Let's see what we got at 50%.
Yeah, Brad, it is a tiny light for a lot of rim.
It's a pocket light. I have a flat diffuser, and I have a 50-degree egg crate in front of it. So this is so that's with no diffusion. That's with a little diffusion. And then that's with the egg crate. And maybe.
Just flag it so we can just see, just like put your hand right above there. There we go.
Thank you. There we go. I'm about to say it's something. Wait, where did I go? Is that? So that's off. And then we could even try with.
You want to talk out what you're thinking, or?
Yes. So, oh wait, we have a. If you're looking at the image of Sasha, we have this orange spot right here on her shoulder, and the light is a little too far on her forehead. So I'm trying to reposition the light so it is more behind her. But the great thing about this space that Seth has for me is I have this whole side over here that I can move the light to and try it that way. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now see, for you filmmakers and photographers who work alone, this is a great example of what you can do. You just, you gotta play around and figure it out. All of the lights, as you can see, are battery operated, so it's not crazy for you to get it rigged up and then move it around as needed. And then Sasha, look at the camera. All right, that feels better. And we're getting more, we're getting more hair light and less off the front of her face. All right, so then when in doubt, if you want to make sure that your backlight is in the right spot, you can always kill your key light, which the quad kit is working as, and that can help also with getting you the look you want. So let's go back to the quad kit. And we are using her skin tone on the front as our key light. So I'm calling that back up. And also, when you get into skin tone sampling, you want to make sure that your base CCT matches the white balance on your camera. So if you're shooting with 3200 Kelvin, once you create the skin tone, there is a CCT section where you can adjust for 4000, 5600, 2700, anything in between. And so you want to do that so that this is the most accurate white supported skin tone. Can we kill some more of the house lights?
Yeah, you're going to be completely off stream here.
All right, that's all right.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take off the picture-in-picture, and you're just going to run right out of your own camera, okay?
Okay.
Because if I got no light, we got no stream.
All right, here we go. We still got some blue lights, but that's okay. That's all right.
All right, hold on, relax.
That's all right. No.
Breathe for a second there. I need something to put on camera.
No, I understand. No. We're figuring this out. All right. So now that we have no lights on, we see that our backlight is a little more 3/4 profile. So what we can do is move it to the edge and then rotate it. Aha. There we go. And so a little kiss on her shoulder is fine. As someone in the audience mentioned, you could flag it. You could take some black wrap or some centerfoil and put it on the edge if you wanted to try to cut some of this off of her shoulder. You could put something under the light or on the side of the light to help shape the light a little bit better. So we got our backlight set. So then let me bring back up my key light so that we can keep building this look. Let's set it at 15%. So now we have her front looking nice. We have a nice eye light coming from the key light thanks to the diffusion. And, you know, if you had to shoot on the fly, you're ready to go. And you could have this set up if, you know, in 10 to 15 minutes. Any questions? Getting that rim light from that little tiny, yeah, that's dope. Yes, it's very dope. Anything else? Anybody in the audience? Do you guys want to see anything else? Try something else? All right. So we have, so then say you have another shoot and you don't have all of these lights. So right now we're working with 5 lights. But say you don't have that many lights and you only, maybe you're shooting some type of walk and talk interview, the dash can be configured with another diffuser on board called the dot, which is small, mighty, soft, and diffused. So we can rig that up. Let me make sure. To act as a soft fill on the front, soft, like a fill and a key all in one light. So let me rig that up near the camera. Yes, yes. So what I am doing is I'm killing the key light again. So it's going to be a little dark. And I am raising up the dash with the dot, which I have mounted on a C-stand. And I'm going to be safe and put a sandbag on it. Safety first. And so then we'll take this up to about where it would be if I had it on a cold shoe or hot shoe. And then I'm going to rotate it so that the pin is on top for safety reasons. So we got it there. We'll use the baby pin, the 1/4-20 adapter that comes with every dash. We'll put it there. I'll shift it over a little bit. I'll rotate it so that it is right there with, right above the camera. And then I'll connect to this dash, hit the scan button within the app. The Bluetooth is on, it's connected. I will find it. Then I will go back to custom colors. It's connected, and then I will set this one at 50% and see what we get. And so this, again, Brad, is coming by a single dash with a dot modifier. So this is all coming out of one light at 50%. So if you needed something for on the go, you have that available to you as well. Any questions? Anything else I can show you guys? Yes, sir.
I have a quick question about the app functionality.
Yes.
Can you use it to like find instantly like the complementary color or like like on the color wheel, be like, this is what I have it set at. I want the opposite color.
No, not within the app. We have something coming that I can only say that we have coming. But we do. There is another tool that I use sometimes when trying to find physical gel filters. So say, you're working in some type of theatrical application and you're using a light that they're going to gel, like it's a white light, it's 5600, and the lighting designer is like, oh, I want to put a gel in front of that light. You can use this app called Stagehand. And so within Stagehand, you can search a color wheel. So say you've created this custom color, you can go within this app, you can go to the rough primary color and then adjust the hue and the saturation to get you in the ballpark, and then it will give you a list of physical gels that you can use to put in front of a light. So that is a tool or resource that you can use where the app can be helpful as far as the hue and the saturation and intensity. I think something, I guess, thinking about contrasting colors is thinking opposites. So if you have, I keep a color wheel on my phone sometimes. So if I'm trying to create a contrasting color look, I will say, all right, if this is going to be orange, then maybe the rim light can be blue or another color opposite to what I'm working with to create that look. We can take a look at some of the, let's see, can we take a look at some of the cosmetic gels? Oh, but what I could show you guys also is the Mixbook and how you can use it to test out skin tone ahead of time if you don't want to bring out your big light. So I have the Mixbook up. It also has a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom. So if you did want to put it on a light stand for a camera test day, you can do that. So I can take this and let's just do it while we have the time. I mean, I'm here and I got to give y'all something to see. So we'll take one of the 1/4-20 adapters that come with the dash, and you can screw it into the bottom. And I will go ahead and swap out the dash with the dot. The dash with the dot diffuser. And we'll put the...
That's silicone? What is that?
It is. So the front element is silicone. There's a hard plastic on the back. It has two Well, it has a rubber strap on the back that helps it stay secure, as well as magnets. All of the modifiers that come with the dashes are magnetic. All of them are magnetic, so easy on, easy off, very secure. So, all right, we got the Mixbook on this stand. I'm gonna pull up the sandbag so we can reposition it. So we'll put it there. I'm gonna rotate it and then tilt up on it. Yeah, let's kill the overheads, and we'll walk it in a little bit because it doesn't have a ton of output. So yeah, so that's right over town. So we can back it up a little bit and rotate. And so I'll grab my phone again and say we are, let's see. So I'm connecting to my Mixbook through the app. So now I'm connected. So if you want to find out what colors, what happened? What do we do? Oh no.
I got you.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Oh wait, did the camera?
That's a break my life. What'd you do here?
No, the camera died.
There you go.
All right, we might have to do a battery swap, but we'll put it up here. Camera's coming back. Sorry about that, everybody. So you see the app on the screen. All right, I need to change the battery on the camera. Great. So another thing, check your batteries before you, make sure your batteries are charged before you go in the field.
Light changes batteries. If you guys have any questions in the chat or here in person, let us know.
I'm changing the battery. You know, if you find yourself on a shoot where you won't be moving the camera too much, it might not be a bad idea to invest in one of those continuous plug AC adapters.
Well, most modern cameras work through USB-C power.
Yes. All right, so we're back. We have the camera up.
There we go. All right, let me kill these.
All right, so we're gonna go there with it. Let me bubble up. Make sure. I'm leveling my camera so it's not off kilter. All right, and I'm gonna tilt up a little bit. And for those wondering, I'm shooting with an older GH4, so you know the micro four thirds crop is on it. So this is a 14 millimeter lens that I have. That I got here at Adorama. It's a very nice lens, manual exposure control, so I can shoot anything. It's a f2.8.
Nice plug. Good save.
Absolutely. All right. So we're here, and so this is the app on the phone. So now we're connected to the Mixbook, and so that is the gel on her face at 100. So let's go to 0. And let's just take a look at some of the gels. So we have the gels at 100%, but the great thing about the Mixbook, when we came out with this product a few years ago, people used it as an onboard light. So our engineers took that information and created a way where you can have it set to different intensities to see how it would look. So now we can run through how this would look with different gels being applied to her face. So this is Saguaro Orange. We got Rose Pink. We got Dark Salmon. We have Medium Purple. Anybody in the audience want to have a gel that they want to try out and see how it might look?
Industrial vapor.
You said vapor?
No, what's that? Industrial vapor.
Oh, industrial vapor?
Industrial vapor is one of my favorites ever.
So this is industrial sodium.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Industrial sodium
Yeah.
E650.
Nice and grimy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have this, and this is at 50%. We could probably, let's see where we take it down to 20% and see how it looks. Not a noticeable. And then this is at 100%. And based off of my exposure, you know, you can rock and roll with this light. I mean, I'm shooting at a 2.8, so maybe if we want to bump down to a 4, you know, exposure shifts a little bit, but you're still getting.
Is that app for iPad also?
Huh?
Is that app for iPad or just phone?
This is for iPad, yes. It's for iOS. So for those of you who want a bigger interface, you can do it through your iPad as well. So then we have different gels.
Do Surprise Pink.
Surprise Pink. Let's see if Surprise Pink is in the bunch.
What's so surprising about it is it's really blue.
So here's Surprise Pink. Here is Surprise Pink at 100%.
Chocolate.
Chocolate is, I believe, yes.
I'm just yelling out gels I like now.
Yes, absolutely. I think when we first met, you told me about chocolate. And so
Sangria.
Sangria.
Wait, no, skeleton. Skeleton something? The really hardcore.
Skeleton exotic sangria.
Whoa. That's saturated for a little light.
And this is all coming from the Mixbook. The great thing is we can take the Mixbook out and we can throw it on. Do we all like this on her? Yes, no? No in the audience? It's intense?
For a little light, that's saturated. That's really...
And so another tool, you can back off the saturation. So say you want to use exotic skeleton sangria and you want to back off the saturation, you can take it down. Let's see, you can use your finger and take it down 20%.
There's a question if it works on Android or just iOS.
It does work on Android. It does work on Android and iOS, and it's free. The only thing with the app you have to do is to create a profile, and that is simply for you to keep your library of colors.
And so they can data mine you.
We don't data mine. We don't data mine. We will send you maybe once a quarter. You might get an update about a firmware, but we like for our firmware and our software to be in the world for a while before we make updates to it.
That's fair.
Yes, sir. That's not even the dash. That's just this Mixbook. It's just a swatch book. It's just a digital swatch book. I can bring the dash back. I could load up the quad kit. So yeah, but we took the saturation down 20%, so it's not as rich and intense on her face.
So what I use that for is I actually pull it out on, I usually shoot a lot of special effects and weird body paints and stuff. I'll test it all out on that, and then I'll know what gels are more effective on which makeups that are out there. So I'll actually ask my makeup artist what brand or whatever they're using, and I'll know which pink actually shows up against that green or whatever. And it's just something that fits in my pocket. It's in my bag. It's always there, and it's just like an in-your-pocket test of anything before you start going through 10 tons of gels and wondering, you're in it.
And so it was developed and made. I guess, can you bring the house lights up with it?
Now you want house lights?
I do want house lights.
You know,
It's a balancing act. We're dancing.
You're gonna
We're
win
dancing.
the high maintenance award.
Absolutely. And so as we talked about before, this is what Rosco is known for, physical swatch books. The Mixbook was born out of, hey, let's give people a tool where they don't have to carry this around or cut the corner off of it to figure out what gel they need.
What Marttise doesn't know is that this, to stills photographers, is known as the ultimate sampler pack for speed lights.
Absolutely.
So
I've learned this.
This will fit on all your square heads, and you have every gel ever made in one book. And it's, well, I don't think
I can hook you up. Times have changed, and most of our dealers sell them. Now, if you know a dealer,
and they come in different sizes, by the way.
They do. So yes, if you've been rocking with Rosco for a long time, we have some that are as big as like 3 inches by 6 inches. I've even seen some 5x7 swatch books. They're hard to come by. We don't, we make them. I don't know if we sell them as much.
Pretty sure they're available here.
Yes. So it is something to think about. What else we got going?
We're at the hour, so.
We're at the hour? Wonderful. So yes, let me go back to my computer. Just as we'll do one little switch. And then we'll wrap up.
If you guys have any questions in the chat, throw them in there now. Marttise loves getting thrown off his game.
I love it. Thank you, Brad. Brad, I appreciate you. You helped me get through this. This is my first live stream at Adorama, so it's been
It's
fun.
Brad. Only Brad, huh? No one else helped you get through this live
Seth
stream.
helped me get through this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Without Seth, I wouldn't even be here. All right. So, skin tone sampling in 6 steps. Things to remember. You set the camera white balance first. Then you project the color. You project the white light on your talent. You take an iPhone photo. Then you use the myMix app to select the area. The area that we have heard works the best is the mid-tone, which you all saw me do when we did the photo of Sasha. Now, also be mindful of XY and HSI. Some LED fixtures play better with XY coordinates, others play better with HSI, and then there's some, like us and some other manufacturers, that play well with both. And then when you get into the fine tuning, we talked about how the color right out of the light is not going to be right. So you want to play around with the saturation to get it somewhere between 5 and 15% we found to be the most flattering and natural looking. Click apply on the app and send it to the light, and be sure to save. The app does not automatically save it. And there we go. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you want to learn more about our products, visit Rosco.com. My Instagram is somewhere on here at Marttise Hill. You can also check us out at Rosco Labs if you want to learn more.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.